Hi everyone and welcome back. I am going to show you another example of solving a linear quadratic today, and it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm currently on page 12 looking at number 8. So at the top you see x squared plus y squared equals 5. Right off the bat you can see this is a little bit different because y is not solved for. And then my linear is y equals 3x plus 5. So I can see that y is solved for in my linear equation. So the first thing I do is look at where I'm going to plug in 3x plus 5. Since I have one variable solved for in my linear equation, I can go right off the bat and plug in. So I'm going to plug in 3x plus 5 in for that y. So I write my exact same equation, x squared plus y squared, but instead of y, I write 3x plus 5. So I have x squared plus 3x plus 5 squared equals 5. So I've plugged in for y, and now I have to simplify because I can't really do anything with this as is. So something you might be thinking is, how am I going to simplify 3x plus 5 squared? I need to think about how that can be squared. So take a second and think about, what is 3x plus 5 squared? So when you're looking at 3x plus 5 squared, what that actually means is 3x plus 5 times 3x plus 5. So if you answered 9x squared plus 25, you're missing a really key point. So I have to do 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times 5 is 15x. 5 times 3x is 15x again. 5 times 5 is 25. So 3x plus 5 squared is actually equal to 9x squared plus 30x plus 25. So down here, instead of 3x plus 5 squared, I can write 9x squared plus 30x plus 25. Now it's starting to look like something I can deal with. I have the x squared and the equals 5. So now I'm thinking back to, okay, if I have a quadratic, I need everything on one side. So right now I need to move the 5 over to the left. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. I'm going to subtract 5 from the 25 because that's its like term. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to go ahead and combine the x squared and the 9x. So I end up with 10x squared plus 30x plus 20 equals 0. Now I want to factor and solve. So right off the bat, you can probably notice that I have a factor of 10 in all three parts. So I'm going to simplify this by dividing by 10 on both sides. Once I do that, I have x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. That is nice and simple for me. So now I'm thinking, what are two numbers that multiply to 2 and add to 3? And that would be 1 times 2. Right now I'm factoring. So I've got x squared plus 1x plus 2x plus 2 equals 0. Take x out of the front 2, 2 out of the back 2, and I get x times x plus 1 plus 2 times x plus 1, and I have x plus 1 times x plus 2 equals 0. At this point, I can solve for my x values. So x plus 1 equals 0, and x plus 2 equals 0. So now I know x equals -1 and x equals -2. I am not done though. All I've done is factor and solve for x. I need to make sure my answer is in coordinates, ordered pairs. So I need to plug these x's into the linear equation. I could use the quadratic, but it's just too tricky. Like why would I use the quadratic when I have a linear sitting there for me? So I'm going to use the linear equation, y equals 3x plus 5, and I'm going to plug in each x value to find its corresponding y value. So here I go. Y equals 3x plus 5. First, I'm going to use this -1. X is -1, so I'm plugging it in. So there I have -3 plus 5, which is 2. So that tells me that that coordinate is, not 2, -1, 2. So there's one solution, -1, 2. I just have to make sure my x comes before my y in my ordered pair. Now I'm going to use the -2. Y equals 3 times -2 plus 5. So that's -6 plus 5. So y equals -1. So that ordered pair is -2, -1. Those are my two answers. All right, so I just want to show you the visual of this on Desmos so you can really solidify your knowledge. Here is the picture. So notice x squared plus y squared equals 5. That's actually this circle right here. X squared plus y squared equals 5. And then y equals 3x plus 5 is right here on the blue line. And there are my two solutions.